your eyes get a little bit more narrow. You'll walk into towns and all the women will go inside and lock all their doors because they'll be scared of you. You see them looking through the window.
No trouble, please. No trouble, please.
World reacting to what you're like as a player.
Overhyping video games. It's something that we've seen far too often in this industry, and really it happens with every game. You see a game, it looks really cool, you get really excited for it, all the previews look really good, then when you play it, it turns out to be total dog shit. I know we don't need an actual dog shitting. I think this clip sums it up pretty good. And when you break this kind of stuff down, it really makes sense, because they're trying to get as much hype around this game as possible, they want to get those pre-order numbers up, they want to just sell as many copies of this game they can, so they make it look as good as they can. Because once they have your money, why would they care? I mean, you already bought the game, so here, take some Sonic 06, bitch! But there are two sides to this coin. There are the cases where developers will intentionally overhype their games and overpromise to their consumers what the game will actually feature, and that creates false hype, which truly is the ultimate level of scum. But then there's the other type of hype that revolves around the fans of a certain project or a certain game or any kind of thing, and they will hype up a game so much or hype up a movie so much that when they actually go and see it or get to play it, well, they end up disappointed. Which I know isn't always the case. Some games actually live up to their hype, some movies actually live up to their hype, but that thing is rare to see. And more often than not, we see a lot of people's expectations not lived up to. We have people saying that they were lied to by whoever created the game, whoever created the movie, that they were disappointed with it, that it was at best mediocre. So with that being said, let me explain to you the issue with hype.
So let's go and press that pause button now. We press the pause button and straight away immediately we go to a place called the Sanctuary.
Number 1. The Sanctuary.
Alright, let's cover the easy thing first. Developer hype. Now, this can be done by either revealing a little bit too much or too little bit about a game or movie. And can also be done by lying about features or making a product seem better than it actually is. Now, often this can be done through word of mouth or promises that a developer just can't really keep when they release the final product. But this can also be done by showing a short gameplay or trailer of a game when it doesn't fully match up to the game's final product. Now, this theory works and it doesn't work because it gets people excited, it gets people ready for this game, it gets them psyched, it gets them out at the game stores the night of release, ready to pick it up and get ready to play it. But then they find out that they bought Sonic 06 and a lot of people lose trust for that developer, which people rightfully should do, because when they present something and say, this is the game, this is the finished product, this is what you can expect, and then it turns out to be nothing like that, well, you can get a little bit disappointed. So glad I went to the midnight release for this game. But there's definitely a lot that can be said about us actually believing the hype and buying into it, buying the game, going out the night of release, when we should have been skeptical. But that leads us into our next issue, which is consumer hype. But a lot of times this happens when something is announced and people get so excited, they want it so badly, any kind of negative press on that subject is immediately thrown down and deemed slander. And it creates a snowball effect where more and more people get excited about it, and the more time that this drags on, the more the hype grows. Yeah, the gameplay choice wasn't a mistake, by the way. And expectations become so high that they're impossible to reach. And this a lot of times leads to a lot of the members of that community that was really excited for this product being disappointed or let down in the end. And the reason this happens is that a lot of things are always looked at as revolutionary, game-changing, something you've never seen before, something that's going to hold a precedent for all games to come to, and that basically it's the second coming of Christ. And with the way that these companies show the products, a lot of people will believe it, and then they'll just go like, yeah, this looks really good. And though even in the end it might turn out as an average game, your average experience, it always gets thrown to the bottom of the bin because it didn't live up to players' expectations. So how does one keep themselves from being disappointed? Well, that's actually pretty simple. First off, don't let other people's influence decide your opinion before you try it yourself. Opinions are a subjective thing, and everyone can have a different experience with any kind of product. What works for some people may not work for you, so try a demo first. Secondly, educate yourself on both the products and the company's history. If it's been in developmental hell for 10 years, you might not want to dive into it. Third, never expect the product to look exactly like the trailer. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. These things are literally made to make something look the best they absolutely can. Obviously, things are going to change between there and the final product. And lastly, which I think is the most important, go in with lowered expectations. If you go in thinking that something is going to be the best thing ever, the best thing you've ever seen, the best game you've ever played, you're obviously setting yourself up for disappointment. But luckily there's an easy way to remedy this. Just imagine you're going to be playing this and you'll never be disappointed by anything ever again. Really, it works. Go to GameStop, buy the cheapest game you can, think it's Sonic 06, immediately it turns into the best game ever. Scientific fact right there. Now to all the people that go out there and look for critics to make your decisions for you. Just remember how this was scored and refer back to my first point. Really, things are best experienced on your own, and you will have your own opinions and experiences with any kind of product. So just keep that in mind the next time someone tries to tell you how you should feel about a certain movie or a certain game. And with that being said, be sure to check out tomorrow's video where I give my thoughts and opinions on another YouTuber and tell you how you should feel about their content.
Fuck, I'm a hypocrite.
Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you liked this episode, please hit that like button, and if you really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. I would love a new addition to the Snake Army. Be sure to check out yesterday's video, and if you don't really feel like it, and you haven't had enough of my content for the day, why not check out someone else? Check out like Soron. He's a really good YouTuber. He does a lot of good stuff. Really, I can't really tell you that based on the video I just made, so make your own opinion on him. He's really good. You won't regret checking him out. That being said, guys, I will see you on the next one. Whiplash signing out.